I'm Sherman Sall from TouchSpin Casino. This is Dino DeCespedes. He's our marketing director, business development. We are TouchSpin Casino. We are what we call an evolution of the slot platform. We create free-to-play, mobile, social, casino-style games. We believe we're creating a new category of game. It's a category-defining slot mechanic. They are social from the ground up. There's a metagame experience involved in this social game as opposed to just playing a slot, putting your finger down and seeing the reel spin. What we've done is we've combined the best of breed of social gaming engagements with best of breed casino mechanic. The company itself's core competence is in creating casino mechanics, not just old casino games. We look for new ways to bring fun into the platform and to try to bring a larger audience of players into the casino style of game. And in the bottom end of the day, it's a business, so we're a data-driven operation. Everything is captured, and we make all of our decisions based on what the data tells us. So the first game that we have is called Texas Reels, and what we've done is we've created a platform that allows you to play poker inside a slot machine. It's removed the complexity from poker for slots players, and for poker players it has made it fun and interesting and exciting and fast. So we're going to try to play the movie now. We were going to actually do a live demo, but the place is sort of prohibitive and we're not connecting to any kind of network here to show you a live demo. So if you could throw up the game itself. It is a social multiplayer game. It's played on 5 shared reels. And you have 2 personal reels here. So on the left you see your hole cards. Those are my private reels. In the center you have the 5 reels, which are the community reels. In this iteration of the platform, it's a poker slot, but the shared reels and the private reels combination, 7 reels, actually gives us thousands of game possibilities to create new game logics based on this technology. The thing that we've done here and put a lot of effort into is completely integrating the engagement of the metagame features with the poker game. So I can buy power-ups to improve my score. I can play bonus games. I find bonus symbols that come into the screen that I have to capture. And as you can see under the hole cards, I'm actually at a table sitting there playing against other people. So my bet is against other people. And what I've got going here, which is really great for the players, is a 100% payout on the core poker game. There's no rake. Every coin that goes into the pot is won by somebody, and the metagame itself is very engaging and causes people to want to spend money for in-app purchase. So we create a want economy instead of a need economy. In a traditional poker game, you need to buy chips because your chip stack is small. Here you want to purchase because you want to get to the next level. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of control over this demo, or I would go back to the lobby and show you more things. It's just a movie. Let's see if we get in here. So here you see there's a bonus game. Like any slot game, you collect some kind of bonus symbols. You get into a bonus game. Here the bonus game is also multiplayer. When I have a bonus game, I'm actually inviting everybody else at the table to play. All the players who are invited actually have to pay to play. So basically what we've done is we've created all of these engagements that cost coins. And every time you do something new, get to a new level, go into a new area, you're either inviting people or you're paying for it. And again, I call it a want-driven game economy instead of a need-driven game economy. And we've created a mechanic that our users actually find to be very addictive, and they're very eager to get to the next level all the time. So just to quickly recap, the premise of the platform is it's a 7-reel slot engine. We also have a 9-reel slot engine that we're working on. Players will sit at the same table. They compete on shared reels. and there's 100% payout on the core game. So I'm going to let Dino talk a little bit about why we're a good buy, why we're a good company.
Sure. So thanks for coming, guys. So I'm really going to talk about how we are going to compete in the space, which is a question that we receive pretty often. And first, we are essentially changing the rules, that have essentially been a limitation on games like this. We're going to stay lean and fast with rapid development cycles. And what we're building is a real evolution of the traditional slot mechanic. Another differentiator of ours is to focus on the 95% of the people that don't purchase. So in-app purchases usually, the bulk of the revenue usually comes from 2, 3, 4, 5% of the players, and we really think that we have the ability to monetize a huge pool of players with some innovative business model structures. So we're 100% data driven. That means every click, every user qualifying data point is important to us for building player profiles. The real-time player segmentation is important. That means that different players are going to have different experiences in the game and be monetized differently. The virality is all built in, which means the social hooks that we're building aren't going to be a hindrance to the game. They're actually going to be fun, like bonus games that we evidenced. Here's a little bit about our optimization cycle. Right now, we're a little bit in phase 1 and phase 2, where we're designing, getting ready to ship, and capturing a bunch of data. We've actually run some private beta testing with some really good results. We'll talk about those in a little bit. So after we've got the data and analyzed it, we're optimizing the game for both revenue and user experience, and then deploying these personalized optimizations to give people different experiences in the game. TouchSpin, here's where one of our big advantages is we have a patent pending right now on multiplayer slot machine gaming, and we're taking a very data-driven plus team-driven approach, and I'll let Sherman speak to that part.
Yeah, actually, I've been in this business a long time. Some of you guys here are aware of that. I started online gaming in 1998. I've created a few complete gaming platforms that have been marketed, some of them in conjunction with microgaming, others prior to that. And I actually found a guy who had invented this multiplayer slot mechanic, and I found it very interesting. And we've been working together to create an extended platform of games that come out of this patent and this mechanic. And I've been fortunate enough to find a really amazing team of people who take this IP that we have and create hooks around it with all of the analytics and marketing capabilities that are required to turn a really cute and cool mechanic into a very big and scalable business. And the other point I would make is that it's very interesting that most of the gaming operations in the world excuse the people who don't pay. And the valuation in the market today is based on people who actually don't pay anything, that you monetize them through being intelligent and finding value and giving value to your players. So we see the beauty of this system as having a constant revenue stream from your few percent who monetize, and they monetize these games very well. But you have 95%, literally millions of people who you can organize and maintain and create a community out of and make money from in less traditional ways that are in the gaming industry not traditional, but have become kind of traditional in the non-gaming social mobile area.
Next slide.
Yeah. So mobile casino in the social sphere looks like it's going to be a very huge industry. It's building up very nicely up till now. Playtika, Bettable, these are companies that have extraordinary results, very rapid growth, very large market space. It's pretty clear that the more you engage players, the more money you make from them. The more you bake in the social features, the more intensely the play goes, the more sessions they have, the more eager they are to come back. If you're a traditional gaming operation, it's great to have a platform that people want to come back to when they're not playing for real money. When you're a not a real money operation, we have no rules, license requirements to get people to buy in-app purchases, so it's kind of profitable when you do it right. And Dino will tell you a little bit about how we deal with our 95%.
Sure. So I think one big advantage we're going to have is in really building this game community for everyone, as opposed to just the paying players. So we're going to use the 95% as our marketing channel. It gives us more control of how we acquire players and how we retain them. The viral engine that we have is going to build liquidity in the game, so that's more players, more coins, more transactions. It's going to lower our acquisition cost significantly and improve ROI. And the key point is really this bottom point, and it's giving us these alternative ways to monetize, whether it's running our own beta tests or building these player profiles so that we can package data or move players around from game to game. Here's just some more evidence on the space. You know, slots ranked second in terms of game sessions per week on mobile devices, and some of the top apps in the space. There's 5 right there that are in the top 30 grossing apps just on in the iOS App Store. And that's not taking into account web or Facebook or land-based casino opportunities that we'll have going forward. Here's a little bit more about our business model. I really can't stress enough that the in-app purchase model is really driving high valuations for companies in our space, but we really see a big opportunity to monetize those 95% in terms of some of the things that we mentioned earlier. That's something that is still very much in its infancy, and I think we're doing a lot of R&D in that department that's going to pay some dividends.
Sure. So one of the things that was interesting to me in developing a slot platform and making it multiplayer is when I was day-to-day dealing with running a casino business, I saw that the most popular driver of traffic into the real money casino was slots tournaments. Literally millions of people come in and play slots tournaments, and if you're a traditional gaming operation, you say, oh, okay, so that guy didn't monetize and I didn't get him to pay money and he didn't become my customer in a real money gambling scenario, so I don't care about him. But it's silly. You have literally millions of people who you just let them walk away from your platform instead of saying, okay, I can monetize them. I can turn them into something. They can be in my platform having fun, having a good time. I can hold those people over a very long period of time, and I can earn from them. So again, going back to the Twitter kind of idea, I know we're not Twitter, but people love these kind of games, and they will stay in these games, and they stay in these platforms. Casino games players are highly engaged players because they go and they get into the cycle. And as long as you keep them in a cycle where they're growing and building their stack and finding another level and opening up new features, you have a player that will stay with you. And your job is to entertain them and to give them the tools to keep them in your platform. So some people will pay, and we will work to make them pay more. But the 95% who don't pay, you can earn from. And this is a very significant differentiator in how we look to create a lasting value out of the business. And we started out with a beta test validation where we really found an extraordinarily strong uptake of our beta testers to our core proposition, which was the mechanic itself, and then the enjoyment they got out of playing the various metagame involvements and metagame engagements.
Yeah, so just one last note here. As you can see, slots, the combination of slots and poker was the top feature mentioned, which speaks to our mechanic. Level progression, bonus games, power-ups, and an increasing coin count. That's the metagame layer that we're talking about that just doesn't exist right now in the space. And the number one feature that people were looking forward to was the ability to play with friends, which will be built in once the game hits the market.
Well, thanks for coming. If you guys want to talk to us, we're around. Have a good day.